I'll call the meeting to order at 12:31 p.m. Territorial Acknowledgement. We respectfully acknowledge that the SFSS is located on the traditional and ceded territories of the Coastalish peoples, including the Musqueam, Squamish, Tsleil-Waututh, and Coquitlam and Katzie nations. Unceded means that these territories have never been handed over, sold, or given up by these nations, and we're currently situated on occupied territories. I think it's also really important that we recognize that there's still a lot of racism going on. I think a few days ago, or like yesterday, there was a First Nations chief that got attacked by our CMP. So roll call of attendance. I'll go first. I'm Jennifer, she, her, and my accessibility needs are met. At-large representative.
Hello, my name is Poom. Pronouns are he, him, his, and all my access needs are met.
Faculty representative, communications, art, and technology.
Hi, I'm Heather, he, him, his, and my access needs are met as of now.
Thank you. And education representative.
Hi, Emily, she, her, hers, and all my access needs are met.
Thank you. And events coordinator, SFSS staff, so events coordinator. Dipti, are you here? Okay, maybe we can go back to Dipti. Is Sylvia here?
No, she's on sick leave.
Okay. And then executive assistant.
Ashanika Blake, she or hers, and all my access needs are met.
Administrative assistant.
I'm Christine, she, her, hers, and all my access needs are met.
Thank you. I'm not sure who the phone number is. Do you want to introduce yourself? Okay, maybe we can go back to Dipti. Are you here, Dipti? Maybe just type something in the chat if you need if you have any accessibility needs. Sorry, the agenda is really packed today, so I'm just gonna. Okay, looks like Dipti is here. If you want to type an introduction, feel free to do that. And then I'll just move on with the adoption of the agenda. So be it resolved to adopt the agenda as presented. Can I get a mover?
Emily moves.
Okay, Emily moves. Can I get a seconder?
Poom seconds.
Poom seconds. All in favor? Seeking unanimous consent. Oh, wait, sorry. I should do discussion first. Any discussion?
Yeah, I just wanted to amend the agenda to move the motion, the SFSS Women of the Year Award trophies, to a discussion item.
Any movers for the amendment?
I move.
Okay, thank you. So Emily moves. I don't need a seconder for this, right? I don't think I do. So back to the main motion.
We do.
You do? Okay.
Yeah, I'll do
you want a
it.
second?
I move. Yeah.
Okay, so Emily moves, Poom seconds. And then back to the main motion, be resolved to adopt the agenda as amended. All those in favor? I'll seek unanimous consent. So looks like
I have to jump in because the amendment of the agenda has to be voted on also before moving back to the main motion.
Okay, I hate amendments. Oh my gosh. Thank you. So for the amendment, all those in favor seeking unanimous consent? Okay, looks like the motion for the amendment passes. And then now it goes back to the main motion, which is be resolved to adopt the agenda as amended. all in favor seeking unanimous consent? Okay, looks like that passes too. So we can move on to matters arising from the minutes. Be it resolved to receive and file the following minutes: events 2020-03-11. Can I get a mover?
I'll move.
Oh, thank you, Heather. Can I get a seconder?
Emily seconds.
Thank you, Emily. All those in favor seeking unanimous consent? Okay, looks like it passes. I'll move on to new business is not there anymore. So discussion item. So discussion item 7.1, committee at-large application update. I sent in the application to Matt, who's the chair of the nominating committee. So I think they're getting on that, and hopefully we'll have some at-large members at our next meeting. And the next 7.2 is ESRE, Emergency Response and Student Engagement Game Show. And that, Sama, do you want to talk about that?
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chair. So, as I think quite a few of you know, in UA committee, we started a working group by the name of ERSE, Emergency Response and Student Engagement. And I was decided to lead this group. So for the emergency response, we are working on few issues, few solutions to help our students. But I'm here in events committee to present my idea for student engagement. So for student engagement, we believe it would be really nice if we could do some kind of weekly game show, place where students can enjoy some kind of hosted by our board members. So my idea is basically we can develop a game show where it can be hosted online. A board member can host it and other board member can be guest as well. And every board member will get a chance to host it in this scenario. And we can play some kind of games online, and later students can participate in it, like live participation, and we can hand out gifts. So whoever wins it, we can deliver them some kind of package or something to appreciate them. And I think this will increase our student engagement. Everybody knows that everything moved online and it's really difficult to keep up with everything. And students are feeling really tense, and depression is also kicking in, mental stress. Online classes are not as much like same as in-person classes. So all those things are having negative effects on our students. So I believe, and my team believes, that through this kind of actions, we can show students that we care, we can make them participate, engage, they can come in, make new friends, and all those things might help relieve the stress and have some kind of positive impact on their life.
Okay, Poom, do you want to go ahead?
Yeah, sure. I'm on the committee or the working group as well. And I believe when the idea was presented, we were thinking like it's both to like engage the SS community in doing something fun and also to get to know the board members. So it kind of like almost like an Instagram live where you get to ask board members questions either like about themselves or their lives or like about the SFSS. And I know we have office hours now in the new policies, so that might count as an office hour.
Thank you, Poom. Heather, go ahead.
Yeah, I just had a question for Samad. Samad, is this initiative, the game show initiative, been taken by the UAA committee or by the emergency response team?
Thank you, that's a good question. So it's a working group initiative. So my working group consists of like 5 members currently, I think 5 to 6 members, and we are working on 2 big projects. In the board meeting today, we are going to discuss the emergency response, but I'll like just give you a little bit of the overview on that. We are planning to start a food bank on our campus to provide students with food services. So for that's one of the big project. I think that's why I believe if ERSE can work with events committee to develop this game show together, that would be more beneficial for both of us, because alone we cannot do it. We do not have that many people in our team, and quite some of them will be working for food services as well. So I just don't want to put my team in that much pressure. So I need the help of events committee, because we will be needing help of SFU. We will be needing our staff to do a live thing on Instagram or Facebook. We need to do a lot of graphic works as well, which is mostly handled by our staff. So it's like all of those things, there are so many technical things, and we need to come together to build the program. Right now it's just like the idea, which is in a couple of our head. I'm perceiving it with like a different perspective, and people I'm telling it might be perceiving it in a different perspective. So I believe we all have to just come together and then start working on developing the idea and bringing it to the paper, putting it down on a paper, so that we can start actually start the program in July or something.
Okay, I have a question. So when you talk about events committee, do you mean like the board members only, or like in the future also at-large members?
So do you mean like to host or to help out with the program?
I assume everyone would help out, but I mean more like host, because I'm not really sure what you want. Do you want just people to brainstorm, or people to like actually be there and, you know, do the game show?
I believe in like a whole board should be participating, because that will not only be beneficial for students to like participate in the program, but also for the board, so that the board can personally get to know students, and student can personally get to know the board as well. As Poom indicated, that it's really good to get to know the board situation, so student can feel more connected to SFSS. So I really want to build that connection. So I don't think only one person should be the host for all the game shows. I think it should be like a revolve around. So it's like every board member should get at least one chance to do the game show. If they are not comfortable, that's totally fine. Then you don't have to do it. But if you think you want to do it, then options should be open. But the whole game show would be like hosted by board members. That's the idea. Either you can participate in hosting the game show, or participate in becoming one of the guests in the game show. We can make those kind of segments.
Okay, I think I got it. So instead of asking like a lot of members of the events committee to join the working group, it's more like helping out where we can. Or
Yes.
should we also join your working group so we can kind of like make a sub working group?
It's completely I'm completely open to more people joining the working group, because like right now we only, as I said, 5 to 6 members, and if food hub project goes through, then it's going to be one big projects, and we will need a lot of time and effort to put in there. So if more people wants to join in, more people wants to join in, I'm totally happy with that. And then or if you don't want to like join in, but you want to provide help as a committee as whole, then I'm fine with that too. So it's like anything that works.
Okay. So I guess if anyone is interested in becoming a part of this project in greater capacity than just becoming a host, then there's the Discord channel for the working group, right?
Yes.
Okay, and then I'll be sure to bring it up at the events committee with all of our at-large members once they are appointed. So was there anything else?
No, I think that's like mostly I want to talk about. If anyone has any questions, or later if you come by any question, then you can just like message me. I will be happy to answer. But I'm really hoping if we can all work together and make this happen, I believe it's very beneficial.
Okay. And Dipti is asking if you have an event plan for this initiative.
So I'm really like today I have a meeting with my team, and we will be developing the plan in that meeting. So that's what I said, like I don't have anything solid on paper. That's why I need more people to brainstorm the idea and come together, because I don't think just few people can come up with like a big idea or anything. It will be really difficult. We are all in like midterm season as well, so I really don't want to put anyone in pressure like, hey, come up with the idea. So if people are free, they want to like chip in any idea, like any kind of idea, you can just message me, hey, I think this should be part of the game show. I would put it down.
Okay. So you have a meeting today, right? So if you do, just give me an update, and then I guess I can let people know on Discord and email.
Sure.
Dipti says that please let me know if you need any help with this. So yeah, feel free to
Thank you,
email.
Dipti. I'll definitely, if I come by anything, I'll just let you know. I'll email you. And we are meeting at the team is meeting today at 5:30, I believe. So if anyone wants to join the meeting, let me know. I'll send you the meeting invite as well.
Okay, and Shanika, go ahead.
Hi. Dipti also asked if there's an event plan for this initiative. Is there an event plan?
I asked that earlier, and I think some had said that there wasn't anything on paper, but there was going to be a meeting, right?
Yes, so we are meeting today, and in today's meeting, anyone wants to join, feel free to just message me. I'll send you the invite. Meeting is at 5:30. We'll be discussing both Food Hub and game show plan as well. So we will be coming up with like segment ideas and everything, and then we will start putting down in paper and start a Google document.
Yeah,
Our projection
that's what I was gonna suggest. Good.
Yeah. So we are projecting that the game show should start in like a first or second week of July, latest. So we want to get this key like running as soon as possible, but I don't want to put anyone in pressure since it's midterm season, and I also have like 3 midterms lined up for next 2 weeks. So
Thank you, Samit. Heather in the chat said Pictionary would be a good idea, and then I thought it was kind of like the Scribblia website, and a lot of people can join in, and that would be pretty fun.
yeah, so if you have any kind of like websites or things you think like would be beneficial and we can engage our community, let me know. I'll put it down.
Oh my gosh, I have a whole document of online games to play. But I guess we can talk more about that later. Is there anything else, or was that no more discussion?
I think that was all from my side. If, like as I said, anyone has any question, let me know. If you come by any other question later, just message me. I'll be happy to answer. So if no one has anything else to ask, then I'll be leaving the meeting.
Okay.
Right.
Doesn't look like there's anything else. Thanks for coming.
Perfect. Thank you so much, events committee, and thank you so much, Ms. Chair, for inviting me. I'll see you soon in board meeting. See ya.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay, so the next agenda item has a lot of sub-items. So the next 7.3 is event ideas for the upcoming year. So I just threw together a bunch of ideas. You can see a bunch of sub-items here, so it's like more easy for everyone to visualize and conceptualize. The first one here is town hall engagement. There's been talk about a town hall happening, so we can kind of get students to come and tell us what they'd like. I was thinking we can ask students what kind of event ideas that they want, and then we can see what priorities they have. I think mental health is one of them. So hosting some sort of mental health related thing could be something that we can do. Does anyone have any thoughts about the town hall thing? Okay, I'm gonna wait 5 seconds after every question.
Hi, Jennifer. This is Shanika. From my understanding, Balkis is planning a town hall for the 23rd of June. Are you referring to the same town hall?
Yeah, but it was more like a recurring town hall I think we were planning on having. But I can talk to Balkis about it.
These are recurring. You guys are want to have it frequently during the year. So you're now seeking ideas for the first town hall?
It's more like getting students' ideas and questions and then brainstorming event ideas off of their needs.
Okay. Please include Dipti in this planning because I don't even think she's aware of the town hall.
Yeah, I'll talk to her right after this meeting.
Okay.
Thank you, Shanika. Prem, go ahead.
Just a question, like what were you thinking? Just getting people to come to like a Zoom call with us or like a survey?
So I guess Balkis is doing the town hall, but there was talk about it at previous, I don't even know, I don't remember, but we were talking about having a town hall to engage our membership. So I put this on the agenda because I was like, hey, we can listen to our students and see what ideas they have and then kind of make events that tailor exactly to what they need. So does that kind of answer your question?
Sure, yeah.
Okay. Dipti says this is the first time I heard about the town hall. I don't think it was like ever formally on an agenda. I think it was discussed in other committees or something, and it's pretty tentative.
It's going to be passed as a motion at today's meeting, so I'm actually surprised that Dipti wasn't involved in the planning. I'm going to send Balkis an email, but from my understanding, you guys also want to use Slido to have live interaction with students. So that's one of the options that is being explored. But I'll come with Dipti.
Okay, thank you, Shanika. I think there was a briefing note or something, but I didn't know about the Slido thing. But I guess we can go over it in the meeting, and I'll touch base with Balkis as well. Any further discussion on this discussion item or sub item? Okay, so I will move on to the next point, which is Welcome Day. This is more of an SFU thing, but Dipti and I think we were talking about whether SFSS would have like some sort of role in Welcome Day and whether our role would be bigger, because in previous years we've just had a table, I think, and then Gio gave a speech. So I was wondering if anybody wanted to do anything other than that for Welcome Day. And I'm not sure how it would look online either, because I know there are a bunch of welcome leaders that were recruited, but I don't really know what SFU is doing yet. So when SFU asks us, should we be like, we're all in, or what do you guys think?
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't hurt for us to be like, make like a little, hello, my name is Jennifer, I'm VP Student Life, in like the Welcome Day Zoom call.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Dipti, did you want to say something? Go ahead, Heather.
Do we have any idea what SFU is doing for Welcome Day, or how are they planning to do it?
I'm not sure yet, but I'm pretty sure they're going to do something because they recruited a bunch of welcome leaders. It's probably going to be online. I think it might be similar to that big fair thing where I sent out a when to meet or let us meet, and I asked people to like come and talk about SFSS. I think it's going to be similar to that, but bigger. Dipti says we should definitely participate. Go ahead, Emily.
Yeah, I was just going to say the same thing as Dipti. I think it's necessary that there's representation from the student society, especially for incoming first years who don't know what the SFSS is or what we do. So definitely, in some capacity, we should participate.
Okay, I'm just worried that a lot of us might have signed up to be a welcome leader, so we would have to split that up somehow, I guess.
I mean, I think if there's one representative from the SFSS that just, gives a little spiel about what we are and what we do, I think that's all we really need.
Okay, go ahead, Shanika.
So I'm a part of the SFU Welcome Day Planning Committee, and for sure we're definitely planning to include at least a speech from the SFS president. The planning has changed somewhat because it's now virtual, but I'll definitely see how I can include the board.
Okay, thank you so much, Shanika. Any further discussion on this topic? I'll count down from 5.
Can you hear me now?
Yes. Hey.
Perfect. Okay, great. I could figure it out. So for the Welcome Day event, Shanika, will you keep me and Jennifer in a loop? Because we are now working on services fair, and if it's quite similar, then we do have an idea how this Welcome Day would work.
Yes.
We can also copy.
The next meeting, Dipti. So that's my plan, to include you in the next planning meeting.
Perfect. Okay, great. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, everyone. I don't think there's any further discussion, but I'll still count down from 5 seconds. Okay. The next item is food workshops. I think that's kind of what Samad was talking about, and he's asking if we want to help out. That's one of the things that his oh no, this is a different thing. Sorry. The food pantry thing that he's doing is giving out food to students. This food workshop was remember when I went on the Discord and I was like, how awesome would it be if we kind of taught students how to cook? Because I've been hearing students saying like, oh, I'm so sick of frozen pizzas. So if we taught them how to cook like easy quarantine meals, I think that would be a fun thing to host. I wanted to like have students sign up, and then if they can't go to the grocery store or whatever, mail ingredients to them, but that's way too complicated. So I think if they're buying frozen pizzas, hopefully they should be able to buy some staples and ingredients. What are everyone's thoughts on this food workshop? Like, is anyone interested in being a part of it or like hosting it? Go ahead, Emily.
I mean, yeah, I like the idea in itself, but there's a lot of logistics and accessibility issues that might arise. If you choose to like cook something super basic and you can list ingredients that people can sub out if they don't have like, I don't know, flour or eggs or something, something super simple like that might work. But again, I'm not quite sure how we could organize it.
I was thinking we could have it in like multiple platforms many different times. So if people couldn't make it, they could make another time or somehow record it. As we could do it either like on Zoom or an Instagram live or post it on Facebook. There are so many different options, but I guess we can kind of test which one works best if we're hosting this multiple times.
Yeah, so did you mean for this to be like a live workshop or just like a recording?
It can be both. I think it's better if it's live and then a recording is saved afterwards, so people who couldn't make that time can check back afterwards. It seems better if it's live because people, I don't know, it's just for live it sounds better to me. That's what I was kind of picturing. But if we wanted to record a video and post it, I'd be fine with that too. I just don't know if people watch the whole video. So I do prefer having some sort of live thing, and then when we promote it, we can say, don't worry, if you can't make this time, there will be a recording available. And it's also like way more interactive if it's live and let's say there's a Zoom recording and then people can join and then they can ask questions like right there while they're making things. So was anyone interested in this project? And if so, like when do you think it should take place?
After the midterms.
Yeah, but the midterms are so all over the place. It's hard to tell. Maybe I'm hoping and do this at like the end of June, but maybe it can be something really small, like making a cookie or whatever. And then we can test the different platforms and see how it goes. And then if it's successful, then maybe sometime in July. Okay, I can probably follow up on that. And hopefully once we get more at-large members in this committee, yeah, I can talk to the at-large members about it once they are appointed to the committee. Any more discussion on this? 5 seconds. Okay, I'm gonna move on to a mental health or wellness related event. So this is kind of like the mental health care packages I did last year, except we can't really give out things. So I think we could do some sort of contest and people share like what they've been doing to take care of their mental health, and then do a random draw and then mail them like a local self-care package type of thing. It should be pretty easy to implement. Maybe we can do it even like once a month because it's so easy to do. And that way it can remind students to take care of their mental health. Anyone have any thoughts on that? or anyone interested in being part of the project? Okay, I'm gonna do 5 seconds. Okay. Also, if you have any comments or if you like or dislike the idea, but you don't feel like it's enough to like say something about it, feel free to pop it in the chat and I can read it out. So I will move on to speed dating. So my friend talked to me and she was like, oh, they're doing this thing on this Facebook group called Subtle Asian Dating or something. And then they have these applications where people fill things out about themselves and like their interests, what music they listen to, what hobbies they have, like their star sign. And then people would match them with one other person, and then like they would have to have some sort of privacy statement or something where they're like, oh, you can give my information to this one other person so we can contact each other. So if we were to do that here at SFU, like what does everyone think about that?
I feel like it's a really good idea. I mean, people in SFU, they, I don't know how to put this in a really formal way, but as far as I'm concerned, as far as I know, they are looking to be out there and to date someone, you know what I mean? So if there's a way to just make a platform where they can fill out their not only star signs in something about SFU as well, like what their faculty is, what they like about SFU or something like that. So that will definitely make this a success, and people will join. People will be willing to do this. That's what I think.
Thank you. Emily, go ahead.
Yeah, I think this would be really effective among the incoming first years, especially because a lot of them don't have those connections because they've never like been to the physical school. So I think this would be a good opportunity for them to connect with their peers and make friends, not necessarily just dating, but like speed friending.
Yeah, we can probably do both. Like, are you looking for, and then you can put like a date or a friend or something. Dipti, go ahead.
I think we should include Sindhu in this communication and see if we really have capacity to incorporate that and if it also aligns with our society's mission.
Okay.
Yeah, Sindhu will have really good understanding. So I think would be good if we maybe can discuss the next meeting or plan our next meeting with Sindhu in it. So we'll get clear idea if it's doable or what things we should consider before we start planning.
Okay. I can send an email off to her just as a quick update after this meeting as well. And it also include like future at-large members.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that would be a good idea.
Thank you, Dipti. Poom, do you want to go ahead?
Sure. I think this is the greatest idea of all time, but I do worry a lot about us, like the SFSS brand, sponsoring like a speed dating or creating a speed dating thing. Like the memes will never end. Like remember when the SFSS tried speed dating?
Yeah.
I think if we do it, we should do it through like a third party. Like maybe get like some like a social club involved, like CAC, to help run it.
Okay. I think Out on Campus did a speed friending event earlier, but it was in person. And I need to ask them how it went. So I will add that to my to-do list. Okay. I think Hedda, go ahead.
Just had a question for this speed dating. What platform do you have in mind? Because, and also, what do you think about using a Facebook group for this?
I think the issue with that is like US-based servers with personal information. So if we're asking them to put like the email and like things like that, it has to be secure. Like I think SFU recommends using web survey. So I don't know if we can even use Google Forms at this point. And about the Facebook group thing, that is something I will be talking about for the Fund 414 initiative. Yeah, so I'll get back to you on that part. Shanika, go ahead.
So I agree with Fum in terms of our branding. I don't think it would look good on our branding to have a speed dating. But there are new students coming in, and I'm not sure of the plans to engage them because we're virtual. So how about having something like a buddy? I don't know what to call it, like some buddy thing or some mentorship thing where you can link those persons with maybe a second year person who's in their faculty, or if somebody else have a similar interest, so they actually get a friend who can tell them about SFU.
Okay, I think many different faculties already have some sort of mentorship program, and you can get paired with somebody who's like in your program. But I'm not sure about those who are in the
mentorship, more like a friendship where, I don't know, like somebody who has similar interests with you, and then you pair them together, so that person can actually be, because this person is, if I'm a first year student, I don't have more than, like, some people don't have any friends at all, and especially because the classes are remote, how do they make friends? So is there a way we could let that happen, like rather than dating?
Okay, maybe like a friendship thing instead of speed dating.
Yeah, like a friendship thing or buddy or something.
Okay, Emily, go ahead.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, a lot of faculties and departments already have peer mentorship programs. I know that's not exactly what you're talking about, Shanika, but I do know there's a lot of Discord channels floating around for like SFU students, particularly the incoming ones. So if we could do something through those channels where we link or group together students with similar interests, I'm sure they're already doing that by themselves, but it would probably be the most efficient way for us to interact with that and like start whatever speed friending event we want.
So collaborating with, I know there's a Discord channel with like 500 members. Should I reach out to them and ask like, hey, are you interested in hosting some sort of event? Does anyone have any thoughts? Like, should I reach out to them and ask about event ideas?
Yes, I think you can do that.
Okay. Poon, go ahead.
Yeah, I was just about to say, yeah, I think you should do that. But I had a similar experience actually when I was in first year. I actually met some friends through just like a channel on Discord. Like a lot of people, they're kind of scared to message other people. It's like, hey, I like your interests. How are you? But if we create like a space for them to do that, so like I met people through like the SFU esports Discord, and one of their rules was like, hey, feel free to message anyone if you have similar interests to them. So I think having a channel or something where people can like put down their star sign and like their interests, and then creating that space for people to contact each other on their own, that would be really cool.
Okay, I will talk to the Discord channel moderators about that. Any other comments? I'll do countdown from 5 seconds. Okay, I'm gonna move through these next few agenda items really quickly, so because I wanted to get to Emily's Women of the Year thing. So if you have any comments, feel free to just pop them in the chat or like speak up. So the next one is educational seminars. I was thinking with everything happening with like Black Lives Matter, we could host, us or UAA could host some sort of like anti-racism workshop or like talking about the minority myth. I actually had a student reach out to me and she wanted to host something, and she contacted EDI or some other SFU department, and she was like, hey, maybe we could do a collaboration with SFSS about this in the future. I haven't gotten any updates about that recently, but just something to keep in mind is that we might be asked to do some sort of collaboration or some sort of workshop. Another type of educational workshop is that financial literacy one. I was thinking about doing this last year, but then Sylvia also said that there are people at Vancity who can do financial workshops. So if that's something that we want to do, maybe we can ask Vancity to bring in someone to teach students how to like manage their money. Oh, Thank you so much, Shanika. So I will be following up on all of this later. Any comments? Okay, the next item is the UVSS. Okay, I had a meeting with the events person from the University of Victoria, and he had a bunch of great ideas. One of them was like this bands on a roof thing where they get local artists, like the people who performed at the SFU's Got Talent, and they basically played somewhere, and then there was someone video recording them, and then people could tune in from their own personal devices, so that way it would keep with social distancing. Another thing I've seen is some high school bands have gone on Zoom and just kind of played together, and then that was live streamed, and people who supported them could just tune in and watch. That would be really cool to get some music groups on campus to do that. I think there's like a singing group, and then there's of course Peak Frequency. Yeah, so if let me know if you guys want me to reach out to them. Poom, go ahead.
Yeah, Peak Frequency, we've been waiting for this moment. Like we've been doing these horrible jam sessions on Zoom, which don't work because it's like the audio quality is so bad, but it happens regardless. So please contact me.
Okay, I
would love to
will.
do this.
Okay, I will contact you after. I was thinking of doing it on Zoom, but now that you said the audio quality is bad, we might have to brainstorm something else. I'll just message you. Any other comments? Okay, I'm gonna move on to Instagram engagement. So I still have to email Cindy about getting the password to the SFSS events Instagram. But once I do, if anyone has ideas about how to engage people through our Instagram, please let me know. We could do that mental health contest thing, but if you have any ideas about contests or like giveaways or like even like those this or that Instagram fun things, like I attended fall kickoff or like, you know, one of those bingo cards, please let me know and I can try to set something up. Just message me on like whatever social media platform. Any other discussion? Okay. And trivia night. I am in this group chat with a bunch of events people from different universities, and they've been doing a lot of trivia nights. It can be like Harry Potter trivia. The person from the University of Victoria looked into hiring some company, and it was like a few $1,000s to set up some sort of trivia night thing. But it's like they can ask questions, they can set up the software and everything. So I wanted to bring that up in case doing a trivia night is something that we want to do in the future. I know a lot of student groups have set up their own type of game nights. There's been people playing Jackbox and stuff. So if SFSS wants to do some sort of game night that's like separate from the game show, let me know. And we will also be discussing this more in depth once we get the at-large members, because I'm sure they'll also have some ideas about how we can engage our membership. Any comments about trivia night? Okay, I will move on. These are just a bunch of random ideas that I had that I wanted to bring up and random updates, and we can discuss more in depth once more events committee at-large members come in. So the next item is Fund for 14 initiative. So basically, a student reached out to me and wanted to start this Fund for 14 thing, which is basically a Facebook group. And what you do is you join, you answer questions like, this is what I'm interested in learning, and this is what I can teach somebody. And you get matched up with somebody, and then you hop on a Zoom call, and you basically learn from each other and have a nice chat, and you make new friends. And that's basically it. And it's called Fun for 14 because you're supposed to contact somebody within that 14 days and set up some video call with them and then talk about yourselves and get to know each other. So that's kind of similar to speed friending, except it was done by like an SFU student, and it was through a Facebook group, and people kind of just commented their interests and things went from there. The Facebook group is called Fun for 14, I think, if anyone is interested in joining that. That's just like an update because I'm supporting like in my personal capacity because my friend started it. But yeah, any comments on the Fund for 14? update. Dipti, go ahead.
So my question is, are we supporting this Facebook group?
Not SFSS. I'm supporting it in my capacity as like a friend and like as an SFE student. Yeah, but if we want to support it, because right now it's kind of like a pilot. They just started. We're still figuring some things out, like what works and what doesn't, because not a lot of students answered what their interests were. So maybe in the future it could be something to think about.
Okay. Thank you.
Any other comments? Okay, I will move on to, I kind of already went over the personal development workshop. That's kind of like, remember that disability and accessibility workshop we had? I kind of wish we had that, but for students who are just interested in these topics. So something like that could possibly be done. I talked about the personal finance earlier, so it's kind of similar to the seminars thing that I talked about. Any comments on educational workshops? Okay, sorry, I'm speeding through these really quick. I just want to get to the other agenda items. So, Fall 2020 Virtual Clubs Day. Whom do you want to speak on that?
Sure. Dipti, I'm wondering what your guys' thought process is for Fall Clubs Day.
So we haven't started planning for Fall Clubs Days yet. We did send out a survey and ask students to fill up the survey, and I'll send you what questions we had in the survey and the results. I'll share it with you. We wanted to check out what students are looking at, because when we were planning Summer Clubs Days, when we actually closed down in March, we did not see lots of students active, so we wanted to make sure they're active. They are, because there's so much information online right now, so we don't want to overwhelm them. So that's why we canceled Summer Clubs Days, but we definitely we are interested to plan Fall Clubs Days. So if you would like to help us plan it out, feel free to set up a meeting with me, and then we can go from there.
Okay, that'd be good. We
And
do that.
And Clubs Days is a separate budget as well, so we don't have to discuss at the events committee. If you want to, yes, you can. If you're planning something special, but usually Clubs Days are planned on the staff side, so you guys can take care of the other events. So definitely, I'll be more interested to help you out, and if you want to, just schedule a meeting, and then we'll go from there. I would like to hear your ideas as well.
Yeah. I worry, like there's a rumor going around, and at one point I did believe the rumor that Fall Clubs Days is canceled. I don't know why, but I would like to have like an announcement that it will be happening, just to ease people that like clubs will still be operational, because a lot of them are still operational.
We're trying to figure out what platform we should do it on and how we should do it on. We also had ideas like engaging all the clubs on our Instagram page, or ask them to send a 1-minute video, or have them like live chat, like how we are doing for the virtual fair right now with SFU. So definitely, if you have some ideas, I'll talk to Sindhu and the team as well, and we will have some communication piece sent out pretty soon.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Any further discussion about Fall Clubs Days? Okay, I'm going to move on to club/individual collaborations, which is, remember last year when we did like club collaborations, and there, like for example, it was there was a fundraiser, and then there was a movie night with SFU Anime. It's usually been with clubs where we would collaborate with a club and give them money for their event and support them. I'm wondering if you would be interested in opening it up so that individual SFSS members could also apply for this collaboration. Like I've had students reach out to me like personally, not like as an SFSS person. They had all these ideas and they wanted to host events. So I was wondering if people would be open to collaborate not only with clubs but also with individuals. Okay, maybe send something in the chat if you'd be okay with that. Yeah, go ahead, Emily.
Yeah, I don't see a problem with that at all. Last year when I did the pilot project, it was just like a monthly thing where we would choose one club or student union to collaborate with. But after like 3 months, wasn't working that well. So I just took it on a case by case. So like whichever student group came to me, then I would just collaborate with them, which is what I think that you're trying to get at, is like if a student approaches you, then you collaborate. Yeah, I think that's completely fine.
Do you know why it wasn't really working?
There was a lot of logistics around it. So every month I would have to help the club organize the event, and it would have to take like a lot of meetings. And then while they were organizing their event, I would try to search for the next month's event. And then it was just like the students would have to submit their forms and I would have to communicate it through the newsletters, and it was just a mess. So not doing that.
Okay,
Again.
sounds good. Thank you for the update, Emily. Hopefully it won't be that difficult to do a collaboration this year. Any further comments? Okay, the next one is June events. I put this on because I feel like we need to do something for this month, but we talked earlier about some sort of food workshop that I'm hoping to get done for the end of this month. And if anyone has any other ideas, kind of hopefully near the end of midterm season, please let me know by messaging me, emailing me, or putting it in the Discord channel. Go ahead, Emily.
As much as I would love to have an event in June, I don't know how feasible it would be if we're not going to meet for another 2 weeks and then we're expecting to get applicants for at-larges and then approve them. And then you know how the event process is. It's probably less difficult online to get things sorted out because there's less logistics, but I just don't know how we would organize it and get it all done by the end of this month. So that's just my 2 cents.
Okay, sounds good. I had a call with Dipti earlier, and then we were hoping to have some sort of easy event done in the June. And if you look at the event Excel sheet that was attached, it says that in June last year there was a collaboration and Freezy Friday, and those seem like easy events to me. But then after I found out what you said about the logistics, like maybe it is a lot of work. So yeah, I guess we'll have to play it by ear. I don't know when at-large applicants or like committee members will be appointed to this committee, so it's kind of hard to plan around that now. Any further thoughts? Well, nominating committee had a meeting yesterday, but there's also like people have to actually apply for the committees, and then we have to get the applications up, and then we have to sort through the applications. So it might be a process. But then we can always just plan something ourselves as board members on the committee. But then it's only like 4 of us here. So yeah. Any further discussion on this item? Okay, I think the next one is the Women of the Year award thing. Emily, do you want to talk about that?
Yeah, sure. So I originally had this as a motion, but I striked it because I was talking to Dipti and she already had a budget approved for shipping the trophies from the company to the SFSS Burnaby office. But instead, we're just going to use that budget to ship directly to each winner. So just an update, each trophy shipment will cost $12.50 plus packaging, which is approximately $6. So then basically, for those who weren't on SFSS board last year, we had trophies engraved with each winner's faculty and name. So actually, I don't think that had the faculty on it. It just had SFSS Woman of the Year Award and then their name. So we're going to get those shipped out. And then originally we were planning to get like other gifts locally from like a local business, but that didn't end up going through. So it's just going to be the trophies this time. But so yeah, that's why I'm bringing this as a discussion item, because the budget has already been approved.
Okay, thank you for the update, Emily. Did anyone have any other comments about this? Okay, I'll move on. I'm sure, hopefully, it's just number 8 attachment, so hopefully everyone has a chance to review that. The events forecast last year, you can see that a lot of the events were like in-person things that are hard to do online. So that's why I had a bunch of things about me brainstorming things that we could do online. Yeah, so hopefully everyone has had a chance to review those attachments. So I will move on to adjournment. Be it resolved to adjourn the meeting at 1:26. Wow, so early. Can I get a mover, please?
Who moves?
Thank you, Poom. Can I get a seconder for this motion?
Yeah, maybe we weren't listening, but we already approved the motion for it. Or she moved it to discussion.
It was moved to discussion item.
Oh, okay, I just remembering. Sorry.
That's okay. Yeah. Sorry, Heather, did you say you wanted to second the move? Okay. So Poom moves, Heather seconds. All those in favor seeking unanimous consent. Okay, yay, meeting adjourned. I can't believe we got through all that.
Okay,
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
You guys are pretty.
Bye.